ever wondered what therapy is like or what your loved ones talk about when they are with their therapist? Well, now you can be a fly on the wall in a real therapy session, an unnoticed observer. During this episode, you'll hear a real group therapy session with a modern twist. Our group therapy sessions are done as a mock podcast where participants are encouraged to have open dialogue about their mental health and addiction challenges. As an observer of this episode, we hope that you will learn something helpful for those among us whose struggles often go unnoticed. All personally identifiable information has been removed for the privacy of the participants. Thank you for listening.
We did it, guys. We got to another week, and we're here, and I'm so excited. I'm so excited to see all of you. And how are you doing? Like, how was your week?
It was a good week. It was a good day. Actually.
Yeah?
It was a really good day.
Tell me, what made it a good day?
Going out. I don't know. I just felt so, refreshed today. I felt so immersed in my day.
Ooh. Talk about that.
Went to the beach. Just had fun. Didn't really think about anything else other than, messing around, having fun. And, came back, did school, listened to music there. Was feeling really good about it. Did our groups, ate lunch, had a good lunch.
Good lunch, me too.
Listening to music,
yeah,
everything.
It's a good lunch day today.
I cooked up that steak for everybody.
Yeah, you made steak for everybody?
I cooked up some of it.
How was it, guys?
It was great. It was good steak.
Wow, great. That's even better than what you said it was. She said it was great.
It was great.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. I didn't season it, but I cooked it up.
It was that fire.
It was that fire.
Yes.
Yeah, no, it was nice. It was just a nice day. Everybody was talking, played some card games.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So how is that? Is that all around that feeling that you guys all had a pretty great day?
Yeah.
Yes?
Mm-hmm.
Yes? Mm-hmm. That's less enthusiastic. And
It was okay.
Shakira is only okay. Why was it only okay? Talk to me.
The beach was good. That was really nice to go out.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
What?
In the mic.
My session didn't go that great.
Okay, let's talk about it.
Oh my god. I was just really frustrated, so it didn't go that well.
I mean, I can see it's obviously bothering you, and I think we could maybe all talk about it and relate to it, and see if we could shed some light on it.
Well, I already kind of spoke about it.
Okay, but that's not my group.
Well,
Maybe I have a fresh perspective, a fresh take.
Oh my god, I don't want to talk.
All right, come on, give me the lowdown. What was it?
I wasn't there for this.
Okay, so basically, someone say it for me. I don't want to say it.
No, you have to say it.
I think it's best if you say it.
All right. Deep breath, Shakira. So my guardian, is my guardian, and I feel like they're trying to make it she's my parents or whatever, therapist here and stuff, or and I feel like they're just trying to force that relationship on us, which is not there. We have a kind of a different relationship.
Talk about the relationship you do have. What is it? How would you define it?
Mabel talked to her about whatever. We're more like friends. It's kind of almost like she's my aunt.
Mm-hmm. So I'm just trying to, and I'm only asking you these questions to gain clarity, so I can maybe give you the best answers I can come up with. But so where do you think is the distinction between the relationship you have and the relationship that you think they're trying to create?
Well, she can't always call in for certain things because she's busy, she has kids, and they kind of get really pissed when that happens because they're like, oh my god, she's not being responsible or whatever, but really she's just really busy, and certain things she doesn't honestly need to call in for.
It does sound, by the way, I'm just going to say this, and this is just an impression, it's just my visceral, quick reaction. It sounds like you're making excuses for her. Does anyone else think that? Or am I alone? And it's okay if I'm alone, but does anyone else feel that way?
I don't know.
Because
No.
it does sound like you're defending her and she's not there for you.
No, I'm defending her because she's a really good person, and I feel like they don't think she is.
Well, why don't you think that they think? Why do you think that they don't think that she is?
Because they think she should be there for me in certain ways that she can't.
Such as?
Like multifamily session. I don't know, just like in general.
Okay, well, she is your legal guardian, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there's nobody else who's going to step into that role but her?
Mm-hmm.
So then, yeah, I mean, they're trying to give you the best shot at things that you can have, and I'm not defending them just because I work here. I'm just trying to like assess it honestly, and like,
Yeah.
if everybody else has the advantage of having their parent or guardian on the line and you don't, then that seems like a real clear disadvantage to you, and you can argue me
No,
on
I agree
this.
with
You do?
Mhm.
Okay. So it's like, if they perceive that you're at a disadvantage, they're going to want to fight for you to have the best that you can have. And I feel like, I think you have a lot of gratitude in your heart, and you're just a very good soul, and you very, very much appreciate what this person does for you and has done for you, and you're willing to take whatever you can get.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's like, you're like, look, let's not push it, guys.
Mm-hmm.
I've got a good thing going here.
Yeah.
And she's giving what she'll give. And they're here at the rehab, and they're like, no. If somebody says they're your guardian, they are responsible to be there 100% for this. And we need them 100% on board to help you. So there's like this place where you feel uncomfortable, because I think it just comes from a true appreciation and kindness in your soul, that you're like, and maybe I don't want to say it for sure, but I think maybe there's some feeling of unworthiness there too. Am I right? You're smiling.
Yeah, you're right.
So it's like, there's some part of you that feels like you're not worthy of better. You're not like, you're lucky to have whatever you've got. And like, let's not push it, guys. You don't know me. This is all I deserve.
Yep.
But they know. See, this is the thing I was talking about with a friend of mine. I was like, you go to an art museum and you see these art snobs, and they look at a painting, and two different people see the painting totally differently, right? Mm-hmm. And you're like, well, how do you both see the painting differently if you both have the same working eyes and everything? And the answer is perception is reality, right? Mm-hmm. So one person might perceive something as ugly, whereas the other person perceives it as beautiful. Now, who's right and who's wrong?
We were just talking about this.
Yeah?
We were just talking about this.
Yeah, we were.
Subjective and objective.
Talk about it. What were you guys saying about it? Because I'm curious to hear your take.
Well, subjective is obvious. That's the opinion, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the opinion. Subjective, it doesn't matter what anybody else says. If it's, it really doesn't matter. Like he was saying, you can't really argue if, that's a window.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Because it's a window, right?
Yeah.
But I was saying, like if I don't like monkey's shoes.
He doesn't like your shoes.
If I don't.
If he didn't. Not that he does.
How do you feel about that? Do you care?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Really, you care?
Yeah, because...
See, you should like your shoes. Do you like your shoes?
Yeah. I mean, I like them either way. It's just.
So why does it
would
matter
feel
that I like it? Why does it matter what I think?
Because people care about other people's
Yeah.
opinions.
Mm-hmm. And it's not good to care about it. It's really not. It's good to care about what you think. I mean, of course, like other people can have opinions about things. It's not wrong to have opinions, but it shouldn't tear you down. You shouldn't be focused on everything that anybody else has to say. It matters what you like. I like what I'm wearing. I mean, you don't have to like it, but I like it.
I'm fine with it.
Yeah, I know, but like you don't have to like it. Like if
Like, if he doesn't like my Uggs, I will be like, well, you don't like Uggs, but I do.
Yeah,
So,
Right.
I don't care.
so subjective and objective.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we were talking about.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like where you're coming from. I think there is an argument to be made as well that it is important to other people to feel good that everyone likes what they wear, but I think you should be strong enough in your own opinion that you can own it. And by the way, that's how you set a trend or a fashion. It's just like you have insane confidence and you could wear the dumbest thing in the world and everyone will be like, damn, they have so much confidence wearing that dumb thing. I want to wear that dumb thing. And then that dumb thing becomes not dumb anymore, right? But yeah, so like confidence is super important, and I wish I could give you guys all the confidence in the world, but you will get it. I promise you will get it. If you seek it, you will find it, because it is there for you, even if you don't think it is.
It's all about that want.
But let's go back to that painting. Who's right about the painting and who's wrong?
None of them.
No one.
Anyone else?
What painting?
If two people look at a painting and one of them says it's ugly, one of them says it's beautiful, who's right and who's wrong?
I don't know.
Neither. They're right about themselves.
So they're both
But
right and wrong.
I would say the one who says it's ugly, I would personally be like, well, you don't say that about a painting. Because, like,
No one is truly right,
yeah.
but they
So-
can be right for themselves.
They're both right and they're both wrong.
Yeah.
Okay, so everything you guys said is good, but I'm gonna say something crazy because I'm a crazy person, right? I'm gonna throw out a crazy opinion. I don't know who's right and who's wrong, but one of them is right and one of them is wrong. Because either that painting is objectively beautiful and somebody's just seen it wrong, or it's objectively ugly and somebody's just seen it wrong. But objective is what we as a society have all come to a collective opinion on, right? So there is a right and wrong in life. Like if two people look at a tree and one of them says it's a squirrel, even if they totally believe that's a squirrel, it ain't right. It ain't a squirrel. That's a tree,
So
right?
that's
Oh, look, there's a squirrel over there.
Really?
So that's objective?
So,
It's just a tree.
So objectively, it's a tree. Subjectively, it's a squirrel.
Okay.
So the same is true of that painting. But here's the thing. Let's say the person who says the painting is beautiful is right. So how is it that the other person who sees the painting and thinks it's ugly believes it? It's because their concept of beauty has been skewed. Their concept of beauty has been morphed or mutated. So to that person, something beautiful is ugly, and therefore something ugly is beautiful. And that's how sometimes people wind up abusing themselves. Because something that we all see as ugly, like, for instance, taking really bad drugs and messing yourself up, that's an ugly thing to do to yourself, right? Healthy people could see that. But if you're unhealthy, if your vision, your perception of reality is already skewed, that looks like the healthy option. You understand what I'm saying? So things are flipped, but you don't know it. So in that same respect, there is some of that going on here. Things are flipped, but you don't know it. You deserve better, but you don't know it. Like, you deserve the person who has taken on the title as guardian, that responsibility, to give their 110 to you. Not just you get what you get and that's what you deserve. That's how you see reality, because that's how you've been conditioned to see reality. That's what you've been taught to believe about yourself, that you're not worth it. But we can objectively see that you are worth it. And we can see how beautiful you or the painting is, you know? And we know, like, we being society, we being this collective, we being everyone at this table, I believe. I think I would be very confident in saying that everybody at this table can, if I ask them, is Shakira totally worth everything, like, that someone could give? Like, look at those heads nodding. And, like, you're blushing, but it's so true. We all know it. We all see the gem that you are, and the only one who's still seeing reality skewed is you. And it's true about all of you, about yourselves. And that's why you're here. Like, there is some part of the painting that you're not seeing clearly, but everyone else can see it. And you're here to figure out why you see it that way, and then how to change to see it the way we see it. It's like one of those crazy, like, things where, like, everybody can stare at the thing and something's popping out at them, and you're looking at it and you're like, I don't see it. And then all of a sudden, like, it pops out and you're like, I see it. You know, you get so excited. You're like, there it is. It's a face, but it's also a person, you know, or whatever. I don't know. But you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, the blobs.
Yeah, it's like you're like, oh man, all of a sudden I see it. And it's happened to me so many times in my life. And when it happens, first you're like, damn it, how didn't I see it? And then you're like, but I see it now. You know, it's pretty cool. And then you're like, wow, the world just got a little clearer to me. You know, if people say think clearly, but your idea of clear is wrong, you're not gonna, like, it's murky. You can't think clearly if your reality is murky. So you're getting frustrated in this thing, and like, this is where the headbutting is happening, in my opinion. It's like, you deserve the best. This person needs to be there and give you the best, and you're like, I don't deserve the best. They don't need to be there and give me the best. And you're coming from an honest place.
Yeah.
You're not lying, and you're not trying to deprive yourself. You are saying, this is honestly, you don't get it. Like, this is all I deserve. You don't get it. And they're like, no, you don't get it. You deserve more. And then who is right and who is wrong? You saw the heads nodding at this table. Like, you do deserve it all. You just don't believe it yet. And I can't make you believe it, but you can. You can. You can make yourself believe it. And it will not happen overnight. But a little bit of it has to do with trust. Like, sometimes you have to jump into the dark and just trust, you know? And that's where you're at right now, and it's scary as hell to jump into the dark. But if the people around you promise you there's a lot of water at the bottom and it's going to be safe and there's no rocks, and you know these people aren't going to lie to you. I mean, I don't suggest anybody jump into the water in the dark in real life, but I'm saying, like, in hypothetical example that I didn't come up with a better one for, sure, yeah. Because you have to trust that you're going to land safe. And you will. People got your back. Like, and if this guardian really doesn't think you're worth it, they ain't the guardian for you. You know? Because somebody will be there for you. And it's only going to get better in life. Like, I just want you to know that, because the more you trust you deserve it, and this goes for everybody here. And I want to open it up and have you guys talk about this, and so start thinking of what you're going to say. But I want you to all know that you will get what you demand in life. Like, there's an old saying that you've probably heard, like, we teach people how to treat us. And that's a nice little saying, but once you apply it, holy crap, it's so true. It's so incredibly true, and it's everything. It's the secret to life. The secret to life, the secret to achieving your dreams and getting success and feeling good and feeling healthy and everything comes from self-respect, and not just having it, demanding it. Demanding it of other people. And if they're incapable of giving it to you, then they're still on the road to figuring out their stuff. You know, like you're on the road right now. So if you've already graduated past that point where you know how to demand respect from people, and you know how to treat people, teach people to treat you right, and they're still not able to do it, then they belong in rehab to figure out how to do that, you know? And that's what you learn. Like, there are healthy people and unhealthy people in life. You know, there are beautiful paintings and ugly paintings in life. Like, yes, you could make an argument that art is so subjective that maybe anything ugly isn't ugly, but come on, we know what's ugly and what's beautiful. Like, we know. And if it's ugly to everybody who, like, knows beauty, and one person's like, no, it's beautiful, you're like, okay, you need to go to rehab right now. Like, you know, something is up. Some abuse happened to you because you just saw something as ugly as beautiful, you know? So now I open it up to the table. Thoughts, questions, things that relate, go for it. Jump in. Not everybody at once, though. Gosh, come on. Give others a chance to speak. For crying out loud, this is the rudest group ever. If you're going to just keep talking over each other, come on, somebody jump in there. Do I have to point people and say, you do it, you do it? Curly's been talking a lot. There is somebody who's been real quiet over there.
I'm tired.
Yeah, we're all tired.
I'm tired. Okay. I could relate a lot to the part about not feeling like I deserve anything good or nurturing. Like not asking for what I want or what I need or stuff like that, or like apologizing, because I have a bad habit of over apologizing.
Been there, by the way. Go on.
Yeah. And I don't know, I just can kind of relate to the whole discussion.
Is there an example that came to mind when I was talking about this, or when Shakira was talking about it?
Just saying sorry for wanting things.
Yeah.
Like, oh, sorry, could I get a Band-Aid?
Oh, yeah, you did it with the microphone, remember?
Yeah, I did do it with a microphone.
Yeah. Like,
That's an example that came up, too.
Like, I think a good mantra for everybody is, I deserve it. Because, actually, I'll tell you a really good thing that I just remembered. There's this comedian, and he's like, he does pretty well, I guess. He's not really famous, but he does pretty well. And my friend once asked him, like, how does it you, like, started getting all this stuff? Like, I mean, you're super funny, but, like, was there something that changed in you? And he had the most interesting answer that I loved. He's like, it came from his mom. He was talking to his mom, and she said to him something along the lines of, like, he's like, oh, well, I don't, all these people are on TV, or they're getting on, the Tonight Show or whatever, and I'm not. And she's like, well, why them and not you? Like, he's like, well, I don't know. I mean, they're like this and that. She's like, but why not you? Like, not like, why not you, but like, why not you? Like, hey, why not? Like, if it could be them, then it could be you. Like, it doesn't really matter who it is. Like, it could be them, it could be you. Like, why not you? And not like why not you, but like, why not you? And that, like, changed everything for him, because he was like, oh yeah, why not? I should just go for it. Why not? Like, why not me? I'm good, I'm funny, I'm skilled, why not me? And so he took that attitude, and he went to the places, and instead of being like, why not me? He was like, why not me? And they're like, yeah, okay, you go ahead. And that's like along the lines of developing that. See, to me, that's like right, like if like there's a scale, and like right here, it's like not me, and right here, it's me. Like, why not me is like right in the middle, right? Like, it's moving in the right direction from not me to yeah, me. It's like, why not me? And I feel like he still has to get to me, and then you'll all have heard of him, right? And I won't have to tell you he's like doing good, but you'll be like, Russ Maneve, Kevin Hart, like, names right? But because he moved from not me to why not me. But when hopefully he'll get to is me, pick me because I deserve it. I think, like, you need to demand it, because I think we all get so comfortable in thinking that we do have this guardian who's going to look out for us.
We should make monkey talk. I was just spacing, and I realized that she hasn't said anything.
Totally, I agree. We should ask her to speak.
Sorry, I have a bad habit
I was
of
thinking
thinking
it
out
too.
loud.
I was thinking it too. We're on the same page. But like, this idea of a guardian is a really powerful idea, because I like the word guardian. Because what does it mean? Like, what does guardian mean to you?
Someone who looks after you, who cares about you. I don't know.
All right, so here's what I'm going to tell you guys. It is amazing to have a guardian, and you all deserve a guardian. but the number one guardian you'll ever have is yourself. And that's not to dismiss everybody else's role in this. Like, there's a reason why you have a guardian. There's a reason society felt that that was important, you know, and didn't just say, okay, you're on your own. It's important. But the number one guardian in life is going to be you. And you have to take care of you. And you have to demand for you. You have to stand up for yourself. Like, and no apologies about it. Like, I know you're talking about the apology thing, and I used to do it. I literally, when I started doing comedy, I had this guy who ran a comedy club, and I was like always apologizing, and he was annoyed by it because people don't understand if they haven't ever gone through it like you and I have. They just don't understand where it's coming from. And so I was like sitting in a seat, and he's like, "Oh, are you sitting there?" I'm like, "Oh, sorry." And then he was like, "Can you stop apologizing?" And I was like, "Sorry." And he just like looked at me like a death look and walked away, like shaking his head. And I was like, "Oh, I'm so stupid," because I was like beating myself up about it. I'm like, I just said sorry for saying sorry. Like, I literally, he just told me to stop saying sorry, and I didn't know how to respond to that except to say sorry. I was so convinced that I needed to apologize for stuff in life. And the truth is, I didn't. You don't. You don't. And you don't. You don't need to apologize. You're not bad people. You're not doing anything wrong. You were lied to and told that you were at some point, and you believed it. And now it's time to unbelieve that. It is time to take back yourself. Because nobody here should be apologizing for themselves. You're all totally worth it. And I want to see you all, like, get what you deserve in life. Great things. You know?
Are you or someone you know looking for treatment options in Los Angeles? The Los Angeles Outpatient Center is an adult clinic specializing in mental health and eating disorders. Located in Culver City, California, LAOP offers day and evening programs to accommodate individuals' busy lives and treatment needs. Each treatment plan is individualized and includes both group and individual therapy sessions and daily free nourishing meals. Most major insurance companies are accepted, and their program specialists are there to help you every step of the way. Learn more at laopcenter.com or by calling 888-928-3805.
Thoughts? I'm turning it back to you because you're the one who brought up the sorries.
I think that there's a lot of truth in what you're saying.
Okay, like what is the truth that resonated with you?
That, you know, you shouldn't apologize. I don't know what else to say.
But why? Why not?
Because we deserve it. And I'm just going to try to work on believing that.
Yeah.
So thank you.
And you didn't do anything wrong. Like, I know you probably think you did because people don't say sorry unless they think they did. But you didn't. And you need to learn that. You need to unlearn the fact that you're wrong because someone taught you you're wrong, and that's something you need to unlearn. And Monkey, like, we were talking about you behind your back, and I'm just going to say full disclosure, we were saying that you've been super quiet and that we want to hear more from you today.
Ouch.
Don't look at me. I didn't say that.
I'm not saying who said it, but I was thinking it.
It was me. I'm being a good friend and making you speak up about your problems.
I don't have problems.
Oh, okay.
Then why are you in rehab, Monkey?
Well, I already, like, told my story about drugs and stuff. Like, that
You
was,
did,
that's
yeah.
really, like...
Yeah, but, like, I think we just kind of want to hear your take on everything we're saying today. Like, you don't have to, like, retell
Well,
your whole story.
I don't know. I don't really relate to it.
Okay, so what don't you relate to?
Like, just saying sorry a lot.
So that's not something you do.
No.
Okay. Is any of this stuff that we talked about stuff that you related to?
No.
So, like, where do your issues differ than everybody else's in this conversation?
Because I do
Like-
drugs pretty much.
But, like, how does stuff play out for you mentally? Like we're talking about, like, mentally how things play out for us and, like, feeling like we don't deserve things and going after things and and not having to be apologetic for asserting ourselves. And I'm asking you, like, mentally, how does things play out in your head?
Well, I feel like I like do deserve things. That's why like I'm not, and like I do feel like I deserve things.
Okay. Just making sure.
Like that's something that's like never been hard for me to really ask for what I want.
That's
or
good.
need. Unless it's like something that I'm like uncomfortable, like it's like embarrassing. But
So-
I feel like that's with everyone. Like everyone gets embarrassed and then they don't want to like speak up because like it's personal.
Like what, for instance? Like, just give me an example. Like, when you say something like you would want to ask for, what would be a situation where you would find it embarrassing to ask for something?
Like a hygiene or something.
Hygiene. You're talking about like personal
Yeah.
hygiene. Okay.
Something like that. That's like. where,
But you're saying
people,
like a
get
basic,
embarrassed.
basic things, like you don't have a problem asserting yourself.
Yeah, no.
So like when you wind up doing drugs and stuff, like where does that come from in you? Like, cause like where do you think that desire is coming from, and what is that doing? How is that medicating you and like and helping you, so to speak?
Well, I've been clean for like a month and a half, but
I know. And congrats, by the way.
But I feel like I just like want. I've always like, cause my mom like smokes weed, so like, and that's like the only drug that like I really did.
Mm-hmm.
So like I was like, hey, like if my mom does it, then why can't I? So like I pretty much just did that and experimented with other things, but like it was only like one time experiments. So like the only real drug that I had a problem with was like pot.
What is your relationship with your mom? Are you guys like really close, or are you not so close, or what?
Sort of. I mean, it's like we are really close. I think it's like normal, like every other.
There is no normal
Well,
because
not
like
normal,
every
but like I don't have problems with her. That's like.
guys, everybody, attention on Monkey. Remember we wanted to hear from her. We got to talk to her now.
Monkey see, monkey do.
Yeah, exactly.
So-
Monkey see, monkey do.
Okay, I'm gonna actually ask you guys to ask questions about her relationship with her mom because it shouldn't all be on me.
Well, okay, so I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
So you said like your mom does like weed and stuff. Because like in multifamily, your mom's like, oh, drugs are so bad. Da, 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 da.
She also uses it for her back, so like.
Yeah, but that does seem like a little bit like inconsistent at the very least, or like do
she's
you feel
also,
like
older?
yeah, but I
So-
mean, do you feel like when you're sitting in multifamily and your mom is like saying one thing, but you know that something else is true, be like, I don't feel like she's being like this seems a little hypocritical.
Has
right
she
now.
ever put it into your head that these things are bad for you while she's doing it? Has she ever specific like
Yeah.
she specified it to you
Yeah,
before
like me and my siblings too.
when you were younger?
Well, no,
And
like my
everything.
brother got caught smoking weed too, and like we
Before
all had
you did it though.
Yeah,
I mean, she is modeling the behavior and then getting mad if you follow her lead.
Yeah, that's the thing I'm wondering about. Like, I get it if
I don't know. She also just like said that it was like more CBD than THC.
Okay, but I feel like I don't know. Could be she's right. Could be she's saying the truth, but could be she's not. Like, and what worries me is that you didn't feel like it's important enough to bring it up to the new one. Like, it's not right.
it is important because
It's an important piece. Yeah.
it can come from that. And it's not saying it's her fault, but it just can come from that.
And you're supposed to go home and stay clean, but there's drugs in the house.
Yeah, that's a really good point.
Like, it kind of.
Does she do it in front of you?
I mean, sometimes.
That's not.
I think it's worth bringing up,
Okay.
and I don't think
Yeah.
it. And I think I understand your hesitation
Which is like.
because you don't want to like rat out your mom.
Let me,
And
let me
I don't
say
like,
this.
I feel like if I do, like everything will get worse. And I'm just not at the point where I want to do that.
Like, how would it get worse? You mean worse with you and your mom, or
Yeah.
worse here?
Worse with me and my mom.
Okay, so then
And I'm not willing to like
so
jeopardize that.
how are things bad to begin with you and your
Well,
mom?
no, they've been like really, like going really good.
Oh, so it was bad, and then it got
got
better.
really good.
So now you're just like worried about like, this is exactly, by the way, the same thing, because you feel like you don't deserve better.
Well, no, it's not.
Like-
I just don't see like a problem with it.
But you're literally
my thing.
settling for what you have. You're doing the exact same thing that Shakira is
Look,
doing with
Because
her
I'm not
guardian.
gonna make her change because like she wakes up crying at night because her back hurts so bad. Like she needs it.
Is this not exactly like you having a big heart and making excuses for the other person and being like,
yeah, and like it's kind of, you can't make excuses for that.
I want to say something. Look, she can do it, right? But when it's in front of you, when something like that is in your face or just around you and you know it's there, at some point you're going to end up going back to it. And I know that from personal experience.
And she's,
If you're around, if it's there,
Well, it's always gonna be. in
and
our
she's
house,
making it
so,
like it's okay.
Well, it's okay for her because she's an adult. Like it's legal for her.
yeah, but to do it in
I
front
say
of
no
you,
fair.
to do it in front of you, to do it while you're around there, she can do it somewhere else. She can. She totally can.
And you don't even need to know about
And
it.
you don't need to know about it.
Here's the thing, like, I understand the complicated position that you're in right now because you finally got things to a stable place with your mom and you want to keep it there and you don't want to rock the boat, and now you're in rehab and you're trying to show I'm doing the good thing. I'm working on myself. I'm a good girl. No need to have any drama here. No need to rock the boat. Let's just keep things stable and let me get home and get back to business. I get that. But everything they're saying is totally true. And all the onus doesn't fall on you. And I feel like you're accepting too much on you and making too many excuses for your mom. And I also understand the fact that you love your mom deeply and you want to protect this relationship. That makes sense to me. But you have to look out. Remember I was saying you got to look out for yourself? Like you have to be your own best guardian? Sometimes you got to make those tough choices, and hopefully your mom is enough of an adult that she'll be like, you know what? She's got a point. It's a little hypocritical what's going on here, and it's not going to be conducive to her rehab, to her like staying clean. Like, I can't be doing this in front of her anymore. And if she has to do it for her back and what you're saying is true, she could keep that a secret from you from now on, and that would be healthy for you.
I just don't like secrets.
She's your mother.
You know?
It's the hardest thing for a lot of us to accept. Our parents have to do certain things. It's hard to accept. It's really hard. Like secrets or something else. It's until we're the age of an adult, they have to do their job. And her
When I get out of here, though, I mean, I am going to be an adult.
You're gonna be 18. You're not gonna be 21.
But the legal age is 18.
But it's like, for anyone, you need to set your boundaries. Your boundaries.
And I'm not saying that I'm going to live with my mom. Like, I could live with my dad.
But
And she doesn't do it all the time around me. It's like once.
But you
like,
know
in a
she does
month.
it, right?
it's
Yeah, but
there.
that's
You
always
know
gonna
it's
be
there.
there.
And the excuses, like you are making excuses for her, and that's fair to, like you should admit it to yourself, for your own self. I'm not reprimanding you, and I really want you to know that. And I think it might feel like everyone's teaming up on you right now.
No.
And okay, good. I don't want it to feel that way because I don't see it that way, but I could see it being that everyone's like telling you no, you're wrong, and you're like, okay, guys, but you all don't understand because
Well, I
you
mean,
don't
like,
live my life, right?
At
But
the end of the day, like, I'm going to choose whether or not to tell.
I know, and that will be your decision. And my strong encouragement, and I think everybody here's strong encouragement, is that you should.
Yeah.
And the only reason is because we care about you, and we want you to care about you as much as we care about you.
I mean, it's not really a big problem. Like, for me, it's
Because
not.
you're used to it.
Yeah.
And
Do you
I
trust-
don't get cravings from it anymore.
Do you trust here?
Yeah, here.
No, when I was out of the hospital and I was around my boyfriend and he had it around me, literally a day could go by and I didn't.
How long
want
were
it.
you out, and how long were you around it for?
A week, like 2 weeks.
It's not even a long
That's
sample
not
of
a long
time.
time.
You
No,
could
but
be
being
having
around
a
it, like,
really
every
sucky
day.
day.
I'll tell
and-
you.
Yeah, it takes
I'll
one
tell
bad
you.
day.
Mm-hmm.
I've gone through this same thing. It doesn't just take 2 weeks. yeah, it may seem like you're not gonna have it then, but like
Well, no,
after
it's
a
just
while,
like-
it's going to come up in your head.
I know that I don't want to do it, and that's enough for me to like realize that I don't have to do it.
But you're
Like,
but
at
but
the
this
end of
is
the
like
day, I'm gonna
you're
make my
making
own
it harder
decision.
on yourself, literally, like because what we're saying is there's a way to make this easier on yourself, and that way would be to bring this up and try and find a solution so that you're not put in a tempting situation like that anymore. And you're like, no, I'm going to take the hard road because I don't want to mess the situation with my mom. But if the situation with your mom is so fragile that telling her to do the right thing is going to mess up your relationship with her, then that should be addressed, you know? Like, then that is something to work on because she's got to have your best interest at heart. She's got to be on your side 100%. Like, your guardian has to be on your side 100%, by the way, Shakira.
It's like all people in life, really. You know, it's the same saying as you gotta surround your people. You gotta surround yourself with good people.
That's not always gonna happen though in life. That's not always.
But you have to
gonna
do
happen.
the best to your ability to make it
Yes.
happen. Like, you have to fight to have a good team around you.
But I'm not gonna just like cut out my mom just because she does that.
Nobody's telling
No
you to
one's
cut her
telling
out.
you
Maybe you have to talk about it. You don't have to cut her out.
You know, my friend, I had a
It's
friend
just, I
who,
don't like secrets within my family. Like,
I-
that's one thing that I don't like.
I had a friend who used to say this saying that I really like. It said, he said, the sharpest knife in the drawer is the one you never use. And I think it really applies here in that, like, this is a thing that you don't want to touch because it's a sharp knife.
Well, I told the other therapist, and I asked them like if it's a big deal, and
Really?
it's not.
I can't imagine that they would.
Do you
say
trust
that.
yourself?
Yeah. I have full trust
For
that
a month.
I won't go back to it.
And you have a really bad day.
Yes.
Yeah, let me explain. Like,
I was off my meds. I wasn't thinking rationally. I was doing whatever I could to get the med feeling that I had when I was on my meds.
okay, but now you've done drugs. You know what drugs feels like. You've done it.
Yeah, and I could say safely that like you could bring a whole bunch of pot around me right now and I wouldn't want to touch it.
Maybe not now.
Well, when the day
I was the
comes,
same
then I'll-
way. Like, oh yeah, sure. When I stopped doing all that, first week, 2 month maybe, you could put it in front of my face. I wouldn't do it. But it's
So
still
you're saying
there.
that if I brought
It's-
it up right
it's-
now, you would consider it?
Right now? No.
So how long have you been clean?
But I've been clean.
It doesn't really matter the
Yeah.
timing. It matters. It could come up and you wouldn't even realize. Like,
I don't know. I just have
Urges
faith
come
in
up.
myself.
you can have as much faith as you want, but urges are going to come up. And if you have the thing around you, that's just like one step closer to acting on the urge.
It's really just about setting the boundaries, setting the ground. You have to address it. It doesn't have to result into anything in your head, because what you're doing is you're making assumptions of what is going to happen. It can lead to anything, but what could happen, what you should do is really just address yourself. Be honest with yourself too,
And
not
I
just
am,
with
like,
others.
I really don't see a problem, and like at the end of the day, I'm not gonna tell because that's not what I want to do.
Okay.
So I'm like not gonna force myself to do something just because other people are telling me to.
Okay.
Is there a reason you would do it? Like you said, the reason other people telling you to would not be a reason. But would there be conceivably a reason where you would?
No, she's my mom. Like I wouldn't.
End of the day, that's a line for you. You
Yeah.
won't cross. I understand it, but I don't agree with it. And I'm just telling you that honestly. I think I understand it, but like the same thing I said to Shakira, I know you don't believe that there's a better, that it could be better out there for you.
No, I
But-
do believe that it could be better for me.
Then you shouldn't even have to be in rehab, because how dare your mom make you go to rehab for something that she does? You know what I mean?
But I'm also, it's illegal for me to do it.
But you're
The reason
missing.
you're not here isn't because it's illegal. It's because it's bad for you.
At this age too. It's
You're
just-
missing the
Exactly, so
point.
it's not bad
There's
for
like
my
a
mom.
there's a huge hypocrisy going on, and you're the victim of it, and you're making excuses for it.
Yeah,
And-
because like at the end of the day, she's my mom. I'm never gonna like throw my mom under the bus just because.
You're not throwing her under the bus, though.
Well, no, it's
Right.
not like that. It's like not a problem for me. And like I know you guys say that it might be a problem, but it's like not, and I can say that safely.
Does your dad know?
Yeah, my whole family knows. My siblings know. Like everyone knows.
To me, like the bigger problem isn't even. I do see it as a pretty big problem that she does that, and it's tempting, and that would be in the house and all that. I'm not going to downplay it, but I think the even bigger problem is that you can't talk to your mom openly and honestly and feel safe going back to that environment and feel like things are going to improve rather than deteriorate. Like to me, that's the bigger thing.
Not going to.
I know, like you have your mind set on something and you're holding your stand and you're holding your ground.
Because like, right now is the best like my relationship like with my mom has been.
I get it.
And I'm not gonna throw that away.
I get it. But what if there was a way that it could get better, and you can be more honest and open about things? Like, I know you can't conceive of what that would look like.
Like no one can predict the future, so like who knows if being around that will make me. Because I didn't even use it for that long.
I mean, I would encourage all of you to continue to lovingly encourage Monkey, like outside of this group, because I think you all see in the same way that we all saw with Shakira that she deserves her guardian to be there for her 100% of the time, but she couldn't see it. Just remember that there's something that each one of you can't see, and that's why you're in rehab. But there's something that everyone else can see glaringly obvious that you can't see. And that is like the mystery that you are trying to solve. It's the great mystery of you. You know? And it's crazy because, like I said, our realities seem so fixed. We're like, nope, I get it. I get how my life is. Don't tell me how my life is. You know? Like, and then everyone else is like, but it's this way. Like, how do you not see that, right? And you're like, yeah, no, okay? But once you're able to open yourself up to reevaluating that no and saying, wait a minute, maybe they're all kind of onto something. I know that this goes against everything I truly believe already because I've made up assumptions and I know my life and I understand these things. But what if there's something glaringly obvious that I'm missing? Would I be willing to go there? Because that is a scary place to go. And it's why so many people get stuck in their lives, by the way, because they are unwilling to reevaluate the facts that they've learned about themselves and about their life and about whatever. It comes down to everything in every area. Once you close yourself off to a new possibility, you've put up that wall. You're stopping yourself from growing. You're stopping yourself from learning. You're stopping yourself from changing your world. Because you're doing this. No, not going to do that. I know. And even if everybody else around you is telling you, but we love you and we think, and you can go, Sometimes you have to actually humble yourself in a way that is so difficult that most people don't do it in their whole lives. And then they get stuck. The only way to not be stuck in life, and this doesn't only have to do with rehab, but I've learned this in life, is to open yourself up to new information, even if it goes in the face of everything you already know to be true. Because as much as we think we know, we don't know. There's always something that comes our way and it's like, holy crap. The whole time I didn't see this? Like, what? You know? It's like, yeah. And your life could have been so much more baller if you knew that, you know? And it's really important. It's really important to actually doubt yourself sometimes. Not always, and not to the point where like you're beating yourself up, but like to open yourself up to the possibility that maybe there's a better way and I just don't see it. And let me learn. Like what if you sat down with, hypothetically, and we'll wrap it up on this because I know you guys have to go to bed, but I'm going to throw this possibility out there for you. And I want you to honestly consider it. You know, What if you sat down with her and said, there's something that I'm afraid to tell you because I don't want to negatively impact my relationship with my mom. Everyone seems to think it's a factor. I don't think it's a factor, but I do trust the people around me because I know they got my back. Can you guarantee me a way, or can we even just talk this out? Can you promise me that we can just talk this out and you're not going to take some action behind my back? And if she can't promise you, don't say another word. Say, you know what? Thank you anyway. Walk away. But what if she could say, okay, I'm willing to make that deal with you. Let's talk this out. Let's talk out the possibilities of how we can approach this. You may find, holy crap, I never even thought of doing it that way. You know, it could be something that works in your favor. Just something to consider.
Will you do that?
I'll consider it.
Yeah, just consider it. You don't even have to make a commitment, you know?
Like on Friday when she comes, you'll consider going over to her and just, your mom doesn't have to be involved in it. It's just you telling
and
her.
again, like, I do want you guys to encourage, but not to push her. Like, I don't think that she should be bullied into it. I know we all want the best for you, and we all want the best for each other. And if we can lovingly encourage the best for you, that's it. But ultimately, you have to make that jump in the dark, you know? It has to come from you, otherwise it's worthless. Like the growth in this is you standing up and asserting yourself. The growth is not telling on you, and the growth is not her telling on her mom. The growth is her being able to articulate certain feelings and things that she's afraid of and that are difficult for her, and navigate them in the world. Like, that's the growth here. Like, it's about saying, these are my concerns. Can you help me? I'm here for help. And if you can, please tell me what you would propose and let me make the mature decision of how I want to go with that. And if you can't, you know, it's fine. But I appreciate you opening up in this group and talking about it. Thank you. And thank you. And thank you. And thank you. You guys are all awesome tonight. And I'm like really moved. I'm really moved. This has been a really special group, I think. So thank you guys very much. And good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Thanks for listening to Unnoticed Observer, your window into group therapy. If you enjoyed this episode and you'd like to help support the podcast, please leave a rating and review. For all the latest updates and info, follow us on Facebook at Unnoticed Observer Podcast. Thanks again, and we'll see you next week.